innocent woman is terrorized, her life becomes a nightmare when she won't stay out of the basement and is snared by the evil cellar-dweller.
Hello, it's me, Matt Loftus, and welcome finally back to Matt's B-Movie Reviews. A lot of you have been screaming for a new B-movie review. Trust me, I've wanted to do some. There's some movies that I check out and I think, this is perfect, and then what happens is something else comes along, I make that first, I get distracted, that idea kind of goes away and I think, it's not as cool anymore. Maybe people don't want to know about that movie, what else is coming out, blah 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 blah. And that's what happens, so I'm always checking out cheesy cult movies, but do not fret because I've got more B-movie reviews coming to this channel in this year. Which brings us to this week's review. I was clearing my hard drive because I've got tons of footage on there. It's a Jeffrey Combs movie and I did enjoy making the review, and I also filmed it at the same time as The Cell, so you should go check out that review as well. But I'd also had a swelling on my eyelid for some reason. I can't remember what the hell that was. I got something in there and my eyelid had swelled up. I even had to go to work looking like, you know, a complete freak. It wasn't a good look for me. I remember thinking, oh, just refilm it and do it all again. But I never actually got round to looking at the movie again. So here's the review. I finally edited it together. Hope you enjoy it. If you do, drop me a like, drop me a comment below. Here we go. Hello and welcome to Matt's B-Movie Reviews, a show that looks at cult films that may have escaped your radar. And I've got an absolute corker for you this week, a movie that has somehow escaped my vengeful wrath and slipped under the radar for so long, but now I'm here to rectify it. So without further ado, prepare yourself for 1988's Cellar-Dweller. Here's the plot. A comic book illustrator in the 1950s creates a comic strip called Cellar-Dweller, funnily enough. Unfortunately, through a mysterious book the creator has, the creature comes to life and he has no option but to burn down his cellar studio, with him in the process. Cut to 30 years later and a young female artist moves into the house to follow in the footsteps of her greatest idol. She soon recreates the cellar-dweller and it begins to feast on the occupants of the house. Uh-oh. Can she put the genie back in its bottle and stop the killing, or will she soon be devoured by this demonic entity creature? That'll be telling. Now firstly, I've got to say I've seen this movie title on DVDs and videos over the years and I've just somehow avoided watching it for some reason. That wasn't until recently I found out that Jeffrey Combs himself was in the movie. Yes, Jeffrey Combs, star of the Reanimator films. He plays, who was that again?
West. Herbert West.
That's the one. So after hearing this, I was really eager to get on watching this film. Unfortunately, and here comes the upsetting part, he's in the film for like 3 minutes. Massive spoiler alert, but whatever. He plays the comic book artist at the beginning who has to fight the creature and perishes in the flames.
30 years ago, he butchered a woman with an axe and then set himself on fire.
I don't even think he has any lines in the movie, he just sort of is illustrating and then picks up an axe and then shortly after dies. I mean, poor Jeffrey, give him something to do. I just could not believe it. But we need to get off this point because I will literally spend the rest of the time just talking about the lack of Jeffrey Combs. So is there actually anything to like about Cellar-Dweller? The title made me chuckle, and still does. But even that unfortunately starts to get overused in the movie, as that's the title of the comic in the movie and it's painted on one of the walls and it just keeps thrown about over and over and over and over and over. So it starts to lose a little bit of the magic. Now the dialogue and especially the acting start to reach levels of Troll 2 insanity. As if that isn't bad enough, the characters themselves are going around spouting random gibberish because they're these wacky, hippie sort of artistes. I don't know about you, but I've never seen people like this in real life at all. One guy who's like a writer goes around pretending to be some sort of private eye or whatever. There's a crazy sort of actress who goes around doing expressionist art, and one of the other women is supposed to be some sort of videographer, but there's a scene where she sort of edits something together to try and sabotage the main actress, and it's just hilariously bad because it wouldn't have edited together that way, but I digress. Quite frankly, the movie's bogged down too much with scenes like this, and it gives nothing to the plot and doesn't develop really anything. Characterization is minimalistic at best, I mean, honestly, we learn nothing about this main character. Why the hell they didn't keep Jeffrey in for longer? Because at least he had the interesting point of, who is this guy? How did he create this creature? What is this mysterious book? Where did he get it from? Focus on that first before moving on to these pointless characters, in my opinion. Moving on. I mean, the central core of this movie, an artist who can create things that come to life and then alter those, is a really interesting. So why they didn't just develop that a little bit more, I don't know. Much later on into the final reel of the film, the female artist tries to turn the tables on the creature by using the art against it. I think she starts to rub out some of the drawings and alter it so she can control what's going on. This was a cool idea, but it just happened way too late into the film after all viewers have given up hope. As much as I enjoy a good 80s cheesy B-movie, this one was just a little bit too half-baked for me. It had a bad script, bad acting, and it committed the ultimate horror sin. Revealing the monster too early. I mean, this creature is supposed to be a demonic entity that's been given form by the illustrator at the beginning, which is sort of cool. It can alter and do anything, but after a while it just looks like a big dumb gorilla, and I couldn't care less what it was doing. Great prosthetic work, I applaud it, but don't show it off too early. I just... So overall, if you're a fan of 80s horror, no doubt you're going to want to check this out regardless of what I've just said. Personally, I'd do the same. And lucky you, it's not going to cost you a dime because the full movie is available here on YouTube. Click on my hand here, and if it's not there, check in the description box below and check it out. My rating, had Jeffrey Combs in it, I suppose, and it had the odd moment that was kind of interesting, so... I don't know, I'd probably give it 1 and a speck blood splats out of a possible 5 because it just didn't do enough to entertain me. Oh, and here's a bit of trivia I forgot to mention. In one scene, funnily enough, they even did a nod to Jeffrey Combs' role in Reanimator, as you see half of the poster slightly hidden behind the main actress. I'm not quite sure why they did that. I think Empire Pictures, who produced this film, actually produced Reanimator. So maybe there was some sort of connection there with the production house. Who knows? I mean, why veto Jeffrey Combs in favour of some of this bland cast? I will never ever know. Unless I meet Jeffrey Combs at one of these conventions, in which case I will ask him. So enough of my ramblings. I want you to go check out the movie now and let me know what you thought in the comments below. Seriously, I need some feedback on this one. In the meantime, if you want to know about more B-movies or cult horror or anything like that, go check out my official creators page, link in the description, and see what articles I've conjured up this month. Right, I've talked your head off for long enough, so as usual, thanks for watching and I hope to see you next time. Bye.
Don't even think about going down there.
So why can't people stay out of the cellar?